To start it off, let me roll up a blunt or two. It's nothing new, so baby girl, call it a day. So we talk about the spot and reminisce about the time. I used to run with the homies and hitting the kind of town. I never thought I'd catch the finish for this girl out of state. Hit up my line all the time, getting situated. See, baby girl, me love you so, and I can let you know. There ain't no mountain high, there ain't no valley low. To keep me love from loving you and everything. I took a note to write it down, love you all the time. And even though I feel funny, I've been getting out. I'm trying to vision on the go, baby on the way. I'm getting money, baby, talking them. I'm in LA, facing haze with the sunrise. Say a prayer for my blessings every time I ride. You let the door for the people put in my life. Oh, no, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, they say the movement, and it don't stop.
Cause it's a movement, feel love coming through. Love and love from me and you. Another day back on the grind. Find purpose in your passion, elevate your mind. So chase it goes around the globe. Sky's the limit everywhere you go. Stay true to my roots, to get out of the loud. Good to get it out of my ground. Before
I said purpose and passion, I gotta learn to get it in. My lady a runner, so I don't even doubt this. Cause the game more so I get more I don't live. But I live and bring a little overthink. You brought me this far for me to stop here. I'm elevating it, gang. We getting ready for more. And found my people, cause mentally is the war. And unity is the key, we all be eating some more.
it's movement.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of TTalks. Yeah, and you're now in the green room. What's up, fam? Share it, repost it, tell a family member, tell a friend, tag a friend. We got two special guests tonight. I think it's for the first time.
And we've had two.
Yeah, first time in TTalks history. We just started, y'all, but you know, we keeping it going. Thank you to everybody who's been on the show since, and everybody who's been tuning in with us since day one when we first launched on Anchor and on IG. Yes, thank you for following the journey. You know, we learning as we go. But yeah, I want to tell you guys a little bit more about the graduation giveaway. If you don't already know, it's been extended. Yes, extended till June 30th, guys. So make sure you check it out. Basically, the concept is, ako ta other Belau, what does that mean to you? And we know it's been used for political campaign for our president, Surround Whips Jr. But we want to know what your thoughts are. So if anybody who's recently graduated,
how do you see it? How do you? What's your perspective of?
If you want to get more information, you can basically check out our IG. You know, we have all the deets on there. But we do have a couple of other Palau artists who come together in collaboration with us to make this thing possible. Shout out to Tabo, the author of In Between Season, our first guest ever on TTalks. But yes, he approached us with the idea, and and got all of us artists who have been connecting via TTalks to put together some prize packages. So shout out to all the sponsors. Hey, what's up, Toph? Toph in the building. You know what they say?
Yeah.
When you early, you on time. When you're on time, you're late, and if you're late, you're fired. But yes, we have Hella Palawan, we have Shea Colorway, Tabol with In Between Seasons merch, Jerry Fish 103, Jerry Pili, Olokoy Sauce, yes, LSS Palau, we got Wiz Fire,
Triple Tree, Rush Rebellion.
yes, they also are dropping some
CDs, so.
yes, hard copy. Who is still rocking CDs in 2021?
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
You know what happens? What's going to happen if all digital technology goes down? Does anybody have cassette tape still?
I don't think anybody has a cassette tape player. That's going to be hard to find.
Hey, what's up? Shout out to Edith. Shout out to Sky Shark Palau, and we have two special guests coming on tonight. We have Jacob Yangilmau and Beckwin Mechol.
You might have seen him around the island or on Wave Radio or at the schools. They be doing going to the schools. Or may sa school mo group.
Yes. They have their community outreach program, Journey of Life Choices. Definitely excited to learn more about it. And you know, it's such a dope thing that all the Palauans are out here doing their thing, whether they're on island, you know, they're stateside, or you know, otherwise.
Either you're off or you're on the island.
Yeah, doing their thing and representing. What was it? That Instagram on the 680 MVMT. Shout out to Aaron. He tagged us in a video of his cousin who's doing artwork and representing Palau where she's at, and she was featured on the news channel out there. Aaron, shout out to Aaron _NSLB. And he sent us a video about Lucille _P. So we're gonna be reaching out to her, and then we'll repost that video later. But yeah, she got featured in local news for the artwork she's done. And I think one of these pieces, the blue one with the Micronesian women, that was featured at the Pi Am Museum in Long Beach. That's where Q started the barbecue show, which is now Island Media Group. Hey, shout out to y'all. Shout out to Q. Thank you so much. Hey, Eric, keep the faith on Island City Media. So if you haven't heard, go check it out. It's a Dash Radio app.
Download the app and search for Island City Media.
And shout out to all the fams who are tuning in now and who might watch it later. Make sure you, if you have any questions about that you want to ask the guests, just go ahead and drop it in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be able to see it, and then we'll post it up here so we can go back and forth, you know, because this is a group effort. You know, we want to bring people on and have conversation, because it starts with conversation, and then it's up to us to branch out, you know, and actually make things happen. So shout out to everybody who's been tuning in. Make sure you tell the fam. We got Jacob, Yangilmau, and Beckwin Mechol on tonight, y'all. Oh, and I see you guys are in the green room. Let's go ahead and enter the green room. Hey, what's up?
Hey, there we go. But you need to. Yeah, I think we need to. Am I too big? Yeah. How we doing this? You guys good?
Yeah, we're so you know, if you're still in the green room, we got 3 minutes till 10 o'clock on the dot.
3 minutes.
Or 2
Okay,
o'clock.
I think I'm gonna have to look for a speaker.
Yeah, or
Hey.
Hi.
yeah,
Hi.
Yes. المسالم متماغي تشيري الغسوس. And shout out to everybody who's tuning in, man. All 18 of you right now. Anybody else who's gonna watch this later on, make sure you go follow them on social media, you know, and tap into the Journey of Life Choices community outreach.
Hi.
Hey man, if you see any fams on here, you know, shout them out.
You need to ask them if they can hear you. Okay.
Can you guys hear us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, well, a little bit.
Okay. Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
Oh my goodness. We're not even ready.
Like, you know, get
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think open the
No,
No, you cannot really hear them.
yeah, you won't be
Thank you.
able to see you guys.
Okay, so I think we're ready now.
We can talk louder if we have to project.
Okay, yeah, now that's better.
Yeah,
That's
is
better.
that better?
Yeah.
Joe.
Okay, so Yeah. So
Do the
wait, we are live, right?
Yeah, we are live. So let me go ahead and we'll just start a little bit early. It's really only 2 minutes, but you know, if you're early, you're on time.
On time. Always got good to be on time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you
Make
guys
sure
for
to
joining
make a
us
shout
for
out to
another
me.
episode of TTalks with your girl Keeks. Yes, and tonight's special guest is Jacob and Beckwin.
Hello. Hey, this is the kind that I like. It's really lively.
Hey man,
Yeah.
thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Hey, so before we start anything, can we start off with a prayer?
Sure, yes. Please.
Prayer, and then Beckwin will sing a song, and we'll get this rolling.
Get it rolling.
Thank you.
It's good.
Sounds
All right
Yes,
then.
let's go.
Okay, so let us pray.
Mm-hmm.
Father in heaven, thank you so much for this blessing of this opportunity for us to come together, me and Beckwin and our peers over here in the States. You know, like it's really important for us to be able to share your word and be able to be your tools to reach out to the people that are in need and also those people that are willing to hear and who have their family members or themselves that are struggling with whatever that is in their life. Lord, please use us, open our hearts, open everybody that is listening's hearts and mind so that we're able to be used by you to reach out and touch somebody's life. With that, Lord, we ask you for the blessings of everybody that is here on island, off island, and wherever they are. Lord, thank you so much for this blessing and opportunity. With that, we thank you in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That feels good.
So,
To start with a prayer.
hey, thank you guys for having us on this. It's an honor. Yeah, we're
Amen.
very blessed.
We're in this together. We just started, so we're bringing each other up.
Thank you guys.
Yes, indeed.
Time.
We gotta all push each other and push us together, and we keep on moving forward.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's the goal.
So, is it all right if Beckwin over here sing one song before we start?
Thank you. Please
Okay.
do. Bless up.
So, but before I do, I always listen to the talks, and never did I ever once thought that I would find myself here.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm just a guitarist and a restaurant entertainer and performer. But yeah, to be on this live feed, it's an honor. So I want to thank both of you guys. So.
Thank you very much.
It's reciprocated both ways.
Yeah.
As we continue to network with other Palauans, it just inspires us to keep on tapping into our people, because like we, for the longest time, we haven't had representation, and I think a lot of it too is directed in a negative light. So to come
Yes, indeed.
together and you know, even just right now, bless us with the opening prayer and a song. Like my heart is cheesy because it's so yeah, so dope. So take it away.
Okay.
All right.
Great. What song you sing? What song you sing?
So this one's very familiar. So for those, you can sing along. So the song I'll be singing is called "How Great Thou Art."
How great thou art.
Oh Lord, my God, and I in awesome wonder consider all the world thy hands have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder. Thy power throughout the universe displays. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sing brings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
Let's go.
Through the woods and forest lakes I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountains grandeur, and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with shouts of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart, and I shall bow with shouts of acclamation and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art. Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
we-
God worship with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Beckwin.
Gotta set the-
That's Beckwin. You know, then with him, hey, we couldn't be doing what we're doing without God. So that's why we keep on doing, you know.
Mhm.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, so let's, you know, how do you want to start this off?
Yeah. So let's start with some backstory, and you guys can go back. Take turns.
Okay,
And
so we'll take turns.
backstory, however far back you want to share, and then what led
Okay.
up to this point.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask side questions in between. So
Yeah,
do
hey. So if you ever have any questions, just butt in and just because I'm long-winded, by the way.
yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah,
it's all good.
my name is Jacob
As long as
Yangilmau.
we have to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
My name is Jacob Yangilmau. I'm Southwest, actually from Puluwana and Sansero. My father is Jimmy Quintaro. He passed away just about 2 months ago, almost 2 months ago. And my mother is Angeles Yangilmau. I got my sister, my only sister, Ribka Quintaro.
Thank
And
you.
then I got
Make it happen.
Benedict Quintaro. And then I got Helen Quintaro. Yeah,
Big
that's
love.
my family. Uh,
Fab.
So, my name is Beckwin Mechol Jr. and I'm from Ngarbet Yul. And I am the son of Beckwin Mechol and Yangilmau, but those are my biological parents who passed on when I was very little. But I am currently I am the son of Isum Arag and Collins Winter. And yes, if
Jams.
you follow me on Facebook, you just see me as the guitarist. I usually sing at the
Yeah,
restaurants,
easy.
but then I just do this as a hobby. It's for fun, and it kind of makes me happy to see other people enjoy. And I've been with Jacob for almost
To 4 years.
like 4 years in our ministry, going
Nice.
to schools and visiting little kids. He shares his story, and I'm just there just to, the ribbon of the present, just to sing before the
Perfect. That's a really
actual.
perfect duo.
We're,
Yes.
we're there's a team like me, Beckwin, and Manny Adelby, also Ripka Quintaro, my
Yes.
sister, Kaipo Ayung.
Yeah.
Good.
Kaipo.
I forgot about Steve.
And it all started with brother Steve. He's
Mm.
up there in
Okay.
Kansas. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, shout out to Steve.
Yes. Um, this all started about 4 years ago, and what I'm about to share is like some stuff that you know, the choices that I made and how I believe I came into it. Like peer pressure and that. That's a big thing back like when I was growing up. But yeah, I grew up in where we call this. You hardly the only hardest drug you ever have there is weed. Back then when I was growing up, that's about the only hardest drug. And I went throughout my whole. Even when I went to school in high school in Saipan and in Kaimuki in Hawaii, I never got exposed to hard drugs like ice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's when I came back to Palau and then I went to PCC as a 19 or 20-year old. I think I was 20 years old, and that's when I got introduced to ice. Actually, like literally my first time ever seeing it, or and the guys that were in the car with me, they pretty much are my friends. We were all playing. We were into sports and everything, and they just offered me ice and said, "Hey, you want something that will boost you?"
Right.
So I was like, "Hey,
Make it sound
pretty
good.
much."
Yeah.
That's what they told me. Like, hey, this will change. Like, it pretty much will make you feel better or something like make you. Well, I forgot the exact words, but it was pretty much saying that you're going to feel good.
Yeah.
Right.
And at first, I said no. But then after a while, like sitting in there and I watched them, then I was like, hey, if these guys can do it, they might, like, it must be the cool thing to do.
Right.
And then I tried it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But then after that was in PCC. And after that, in a few months, I totally, oh man, it was not like a slow decline.
It
It
took
was like,
over. Um.
yeah, I literally like bank, money in the bank, stealing, uh, selling all the stuff in my rooms, even stuff around the house. It took over like in fairly quick, less than like 5 months or so. Yeah. So I had to lie and steal money and stuff like that.
That's
Cover
But
really
up.
bad.
I quit because of my son. He was born, my oldest son. He was like because it takes a lot. It takes something like for somebody to really want or like cherish. And that was my first boy, and I didn't want to be a bad dad. So I asked God to help me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I quit not instantly. It's hard to quit, but I did quit within a few months, and I joined the military. Stayed clean for about how many years was that? 12.
Yeah, 12.
About 12 years. I stayed clean while I was in the military, and even when I came back. Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, life was without it, it became better. But
Mhm.
then when I came back, it became governor. Did you know I was governor?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I
So
did
let's
tell you.
That's
so
why
let's
I was like,
yeah.
as much
So
as
let's
you want
lead
to
into
share.
that. So let's lead into that. So
I was former.
forward. Yeah.
Tell
So
us whatever you want to share, man. Tell us. Um, What I did want to ask was like because you said that you know it was peer pressure. You said no the first time, and then uh you know the second time around. Like what when you tried it, did you was it an instant like oh you're hooked, or was it like another time around they're like offering and then you know you started doing it? Because I feel like um it's so easy with the peer pressure. Everybody's doing it, everybody's functioning, so we think oh we can do it too. And little do we know, and like you said, it wasn't just like a slow decline, it was like instant.
Fast.
Yeah. So you know that saying that says once you one hit and you're hooked.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
literally.
I as soon as I hit it, that one hit, like no lie. I mean, there's no reason for me to lie or anything, but I'm one of the good example of one hit and you're hooked. Like it was ridiculous, just ridiculous. Uh, I can even to this day I still remember it. Like that's how powerful this thing is. It's like uh, throughout for the rest of my life, I will always be an addict. Like like I haven't used for like 4 years, and I'm not planning to use, but I will always be like an addict. Like no matter what,
Right.
if I try again, I'm very sure I'm going to die. That's one thing that I'm very sure of. That's what scares me. But that one hit, it took a lot, and it took a lot out of me. It made me within months. I lost what you call this, my values, my loyalty, my honesty,
Right.
trust, and everything. Like
Right.
there's these seven values in the military. The leadership. It's LDRSHIP. It's loyalty, duty, respect, honor, integrity, perseverance, and yeah, I think seven. I'm missing one. I forgot one more. But with this drug and any hard drugs, you lose all of that.
Right. It really
Yeah, you
takes
lose.
your mental.
Oh man, it's the first time I ended up quitting within less than a year or so. But the second time I ended up using again. I was already governor. When I became governor, I wasn't using. Uh, the people of my state, they
Yeah,
So
really.
how did you get to that? So after you're
the
battling
12
with your
years.
addiction, how did you like okay, let me go governor? Like were you planning like doing what you do now, or was it like a different motivation back then?
Oh, okay. So I joined the military right after PCC. Like when I
Oh,
quit,
okay, right.
so it's 12 years, 12, 13 years. I came back to Palau, and then I was really into the community. I was pretty much state rep for Belau games and always training little youth generation to in sports and everything.
Sports.
And I guess the people saw something in me, so they trusted me, and then they voted for me. And I lasted only 2 years in office. I was doing my really best, and then again, guess what comes up again? Peer pressure.
Okay.
It was my birthday. It was my birthday, and then my one of my Beckwin already heard a lot about this one. But it was my birthday, and then my best friend, one of my best friends, he calls me up and he says, "Hey, Jacob, come over. Let's celebrate your birthday." So I was like, "Oh, all right." So then I went over. We get this private room. Oh, we get this private room, and then we're just me and him. We're inside. So, just so people can understand how you're going to end up in this kind of situation, and what you're going to do or what you're not going to do, right? You know what I mean. So it was just me and him, and there's a box in the middle of the table, and he goes like, "No,
Blue.
those are our what do you call our boxes in."
Just to give you a little literal sense of what he's trying to say.
Love it. That was so on cue.
I know. That's our boxes here in Palau and everything, our paper bag, plastic bags. So, what you call this? He tells me, I got a present for you. So I'm like, what's up, man? He opens the box and there's like this ice inside the box. And then I was like, no, thank you, because I remembered PCC time, you know, how I ended up messing up my life and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're drinking, and he goes again, like peer pressure. He goes, bro, hey, harap birthday ka. Harap. Paril mo tutaw. You know? I was just like, nah. You know, that's like after 3 beers or so. I was like, nah. And then he kind of gives in a little bit. But then after like 5, 6, and he goes, and I'm already tipsy. He goes like, hey, bro. Alam mo, say get my breath. You heard that one before, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Basically means
That's
you
how they
better
get
not
us.
punk out.
I know. He goes like, hey, get my breath. I'm like, say, my birthday na ka, though. Hey, let's.
brother.
Bilin mo tuta, birthday na ka. My head, I said, yeah, it's my birthday. I can just smoke now and then quit. You know, that's what I said in my mind. Like I was like, okay, you know, if I quit the first time, I can quit the second time. Lo and behold, whoa!
It was
when I took that,
what you thought.
dude, when I took that, it was like I had to make up for 12, 13 years.
Wow.
Like, you remember the first time I told you it was like 6 months, 7 months, and then I went, no, this time it was fast. I just didn't care about my governorship. I didn't care about anything. I pretty much within less than a year, I resigned as governor. I stole money. I sold everything, almost everything that I had. That's just pretty much how bad it was for the second time. Yeah.
Because you need it now, and it's expensive too. So you can't just like $20 or you gotta like sell stuff and all of that, huh?
Oh man.
Big amount.
As a governor, I was selling. That's how I have to make money, like how to use, because it's so expensive. I think Belau is one of the most expensive in the world. One of the most expensive.
Right. And it's like a misdemeanor now here in stateside.
Oh man.
Oh
yeah.
Like less than that now?
I just steal felony.
No, that was it got a lesser sentence out here in the States. Like it's even easier. So
yeah. We're blessed to not be able
and it's
to produce.
expensive out there. Like what finally, like after taking that second dive, like what you know, you said your son was born, and so that, you know, changed your perspective on life. What was like that first step or those first 30 days? Because they say like anything you do for 30 days you can do forever. So the first 30 days, what did you have to do to really, like, you know, make that mental and physical choice not to do drugs anymore?
Oh, you're talking about after I quit the second time?
Or yeah, like when you took the second dive, like how did you come back out of that? Like what was the initial, like what did you have to do differently now that you're knowing that your son was going to be born? What did you have to do differently to
The first
really
time, yeah.
commit?
Well,
That was the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
was the first time. Now the second time, it you remember what I said when I had to make up for 13 years or so?
Yeah.
Well, the second time is even worse because I pretty much just didn't care about like anything.
All the responsibilities you had.
I just didn't care about anything. It was just all about the drug. Like I even lost my son. Like he left. He left and he had to go back to his mother because he was living with me, and then he had to leave because the place at the house, it was just crazy.
Environment.
So it took me almost 4 years for me to lose everything. Like it landed me in jail. Like
I nothing, like no job, no nothing, like
Took everything
one
away.
little bit cuckoo in my no, not a little bit. If I told you some of the things that I went through, like I did, it's just ridiculous. I lost my mind. I can say that. I have to go behavioral health,
I was gonna ask,
and
yeah. So does it change like your like mindset towards other people, or like, because I've heard like other amo like the more like all of that, like they get violent like at times. Like, does it really take your
yes,
mind like away?
uh, I become like I carry like when I was using. The longer I used, I became more aggressive. Uh, I started carrying machetes in my car. I was like bats and everything because I'm just so paranoid. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, even nighttime, I'm in my room. I cannot sleep. I haven't slept for maybe 5, 6 days. I start hearing voices. It's not normal. It's just like ridiculous. Like, yeah. So I lost my mind for a while. Even my family was scared of me.
Dang.
Yeah.
Right,
So
because it takes over.
the things that you go through, it's just so bad. Like,
Like it turned
uh,
dark, huh?
yeah, like you wake up every morning thinking somebody's about to get you. You wake up every morning, not like just thinking about this drug. That's pretty much my whole life for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah. But
What was
okay.
yeah, yeah.
While I went to jail,
Yeah, so how did that
yeah.
lead to that? So damn,
So
so drug can destroy your life and put you in jail, and then like really, oh, succeed, oh yeah, like
oh yeah, dude. I even tried to commit suicide before jail.
Damn.
That's how. That's how. Like I didn't care about life. Like
right.
it was just
Because you
all
come
about the
from
drugging.
like a religious background, huh?
And that's one of the biggest thing that I'm gonna share is that what got me out the first time, the second time is God. Nothing else. Everything else that helped me quit was from God. It's a blessing from God. Even Beckwin over here,
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole 4 years, what we do is
I
something
feel
that
that.
is a blessing from God to keep
Yeah.
me from getting back into it. You know?
Right, the people who you're with and around, right? That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Once you
Surround
change
yourself
that,
with surround yourself with positive people, and if you don't have people who can like you can be surrounded with like that are positive, pray.
Yes. Always.
Prayer is like because when I was in jail,
mm-hmm.
my goodness, I was praying morning, lunch, dinner, midnight. Morning, lunch, dinner, midnight.
That was a routine.
Yeah, because I needed courage to to
To get
continue and have positive mindset
Right,
while being
yeah.
in jail. Yeah.
right.
Can't do it
So
alone. If we can't depend on ourselves, we have to turn to the Lord always, because like it's not enough. We can't always
yeah,
do it alone. We've mentioned a few times on the show that we also had our dark moment where we got into drugs, and um, you know we both had that epiphany, but on our own journeys. You talking
yes,
about being in jail and praying, like I only spent a day. That was enough for me.
We both went to jail
I had
one time in
nothing.
Texas.
Anytime I get in trouble, it's like I'll use other things to just mask it and stuff. And so I had that one moment where no distractions, no devices, contemplating all the consequences. When we got caught up and went to jail together, while we were on our way to a show.
I know we took our blessings for granted, and like
Yes,
I swear that was like God's way of like checking us. Is
power
like
check for real.
because I was going to a show, but I had weed in the car to sell while I'm doing the show, and like
It was just all
crazy.
bad, and that's why we went
both
to,
went to
to
jail.
jail. And it's because we were testing the limits in a state that's not legalized, so we were taking risks for no reason, like basically. And when that happened, um it was a for real power check for me because I had run into the cops in San Francisco, in Hawaii, with the same stuff, with marijuana, but still, like I'm not in Palau, and that just that idea of putting your life on the line. That I feel you. I feel you. That moment when you said you praying night and day and morning when you were in there, I had that moment. It's so real. I feel like um, even the fact that you mentioned you contemplated suicide and you're here now and sharing the story, we're just blessed and humbled for you to even be here and be talking with us right now.
Thank you.
Especially in the experience of being in the military and being a state, governor. Um, we all, I feel like it kind of lets us know that we're not alone. So I don't want to take over too much, but I
No,
definitely
no,
want to
no,
talk
no.
to you
We're
guys
hey,
more after the
this is a
show.
back and forth thing.
But this is so
Here
real.
we go.
Thank you for sharing. It's yeah. I'll let you take. I'll let you take it back. Take the mic
No,
and
no, no. It's good. That's really that. I never knew. Now I know. That's like amazing.
I know it's crazy.
Now
That's why we really believe in like God's word too. Is like, let's say that when they pulled us over, and see that the OG was looking at me, and I was looking at her across. Right, it's in I said, "Why you so worried?" I'm like, "Man, I'm not worried. I can take this." But that lady across, she came with me, and I'm just, what I'm saying, like this is the last thing I want for her. And then second thing, I said, "What's the first thing that you do to swim?" Makura o I can't even think. Ingat kasi, God, and that's when it hit me because that's the first thing. So like sa blue light, my Lord, it's on you. However, this thing go, like, because we got pulled over in Fort Hood. That's military.
whoa.
So that was
Yeah,
like, so like,
Oh,
yeah. So
and
we're
man.
nobody
blessed.
knew we were on the road at 11:30 at
It's like,
night.
yeah, it's like 20,
I didn't tell my parents that I flew from California to Texas as
Mhm.
well, and they know now. Just so y'all know, they know
I
now.
know. Shout out to the family that bailed us out from Palau.
Yeah,
No.
to all the family, and we were imposing on other people, even if it was just marijuana. It's just the fact that taking risk, especially when like it's not something that's legal, and it's also
It's not legal state.
being like thinking like you're riding that wave, and you're in this high moment, and you're just like I have no fears,
Just
all's
ride or
good.
die. Ride or die.
Yeah, and that was like
Yep.
for me, that was my number 3 power check. So at that moment, I knew I was like, oh no, like yeah. But thank you for sharing because it's a humbling moment. We've been there, man, and like it's not an easy thing. And for you to even have a lot on your plate as well, responsibility wise, family,
Yeah.
Right, kid.
public office, and but yeah, like I said, take it away.
Yeah.
Back to you.
It's very humbling. Like in life, when I thought I was like I walked around like I said I'm the man. Like I just didn't care about anything. Like nothing can stop me. I can get away with anything. And I didn't have God in my life. I didn't go pray. I didn't go to church. I just thought that I could. And then one of the mindset while I was on the drug was like, you only live once.
Mm.
Right.
That
That
was
was
that
the
was
song that time too. There was that song that you just like
Yeah.
party, BS. You only live once.
And now like now that I've been clean for 4 years, yeah, I think about 4 years,
25.
I come to really, like you live every day. You live every single day. You get the opportunity to meet people and have an impact on their life. Like Beckwin over here, he has a big, big, big impact in my life. I hope that I'm also something of an impact in his life. Hopefully,
Versa.
did you know that did you believe in any of these times that we were going to be on podcast talking and it's going
I
to
didn't
be
believe
live
either that
stream?
we're doing this now.
I wasn't.
I mean,
No.
I'm used to I don't know if this is saying this inappropriately, but I'm used to when it comes to singing events or any kind of function, I'm usually asked to sing the national anthem, or if there's some kind of private dinner, they would have me to play live performances. And I'm always used to letters or some sort of virtual contact saying, "Hey, Beckwin, can you please schedule yourself on this date and sing for this event and set your quotation," something like that.
Yeah.
But those are just common, you know. There's something that you can instantly go to here on the island because it's within my reach. Something such as this virtuality that I'm looking right now with me and Jacob. Uh, it's you know, it's really nice. It's an opportunity that I did not expect, and it's always him. He always comes up to me, texts me on Messenger. Sometimes I'm so busy, he would just say, "Bro." Like,
You got
bro.
something?
And I'm like, okay, well, hey, we have somewhere to go, we have somewhere to do, and I say, okay, I'll meet you there. Schedule. This one was different. Hey, bro, I'll be talking on a podcast. You know this TTalks thing, the one you see on Facebook? No way. Like, no, come on, really? Because I enjoy listening to this,
For sure.
to you guys' program. It's
So
really
before
nice.
we go
It's
back,
assuring.
Jacob, let's get some information from you. So like,
Yeah.
tell
Your
us a little
backstory,
bit,
your
yeah, your
inspiration
backstory.
to do music.
What led you to music? Because you're a major part to what he's doing, and I believe in music, and like that's a part of the favorite instrument.
Yeah, and I'm blessed to have this guy along because yeah, as he said, it started like 4 years. It's 4 years back, and that was when, believe it or not, that was when I was started to go into church by church, just to sing with many youth choirs. Unlike many other people you see in choirs, you would always see me. Oh, he sings in that church. Oh, now he's singing there. I'm usually hopping, and it's fun. It's fun to sing, and you learn along with people. And then Brother Steve came along, and he asked me to sing on one of his programs, and I believe that took place in Vicente, right? That's right.
Exactly. That was the very first time.
That's where I met him. And when I heard his story, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And so we took off from there, 2018.
2018.
Yeah, 2018 until now, and it's been going forth. And I'm not really sure what's the entirety of everything of who we affected influence upon, but I can safely sure to say that this guy here,
we
definitely
You guys, yeah.
delivered whatever we need to deliver to the many people that we spoke to.
For real.
So just so I can just kind of enlighten everybody that is listening,
Mhm.
me and Beckwin, what we do, and also Kaipo, yung Ripka Quintaro, who's this Manny Adelbay,
Manny.
and also Rusyang Kotaro, what we do is we pretty much invite ourselves to the schools.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good.
Yeah.
I have to do
You
it.
gotta get it anywhere you can. The message.
Yeah,
needs to be
I'm like
heard.
always bothering the teachers. I'll be like, hey, can I come to your class? Oh, no, not can I. Can we come to your class? Your students really need to hear this.
They do.
Yes,
So.
because they're in the
Hey.
intellectual stages.
If you don't do it, nobody will.
Nobody.
See, that's the thing. Everybody's so busy in life. Yeah, so if we have something, and I believe that if we have something to share that is very important, especially about the struggles in life, like ice is something that is an epidemic here in Palau. Like even when they stopped the flights, even when they it still came through.
That's crazy.
It's still it's a problem here.
Right?
That's
Even
how
though
bad
it's
it is.
shut down, like the country shut down.
It's even though they cut down the flight, of course it cut down, but it's still here.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we won't stop. We don't get paid for it, but it's the love for our country, our people, who we are. And hopefully what I'm sharing is that hopefully what we're sharing about that we can overcome it. If you're into addiction, if you're into any kind of addiction, heroin, cocaine, ice, alcohol, anything, and it's and you want to get out of it. The best thing to do if you don't have the support group is to always just get on your knees and pray.
Right.
Build that relationship with God,
Every day.
and that's what we do here. Is that we share with the kids in elementary. We go to like fifth graders, fifth
Oh, that's
graders, yeah,
perfect.
fifth graders and up, because we were told that the youngest kid that tested positive was 7 years old here in Palau.
Wow.
That's what, if I'm wrong, but I remember the director of public safety, Ismail Algun, he mentioned that he was 7 years old, was the youngest. You know, I think they got the pipe from the room, and then they try. I don't know how they did it, but the kid
Oh, it's
ended up.
easier to come by it now. Like I remember growing up for Belau, it was like I don't ever see it. But then when I returned in 2014 to visit, I had people younger than me like Aru Olegal by Berangay o Biscay. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't even be knowing what that is. But it's
It's a
crazy.
reality though, you know. It's just that there's not that many activities as far as people who maybe don't do sports. You know what I mean? At that time, I can definitely see it change. So maybe I think the way you are communicating and even like how you came and started with the worship, you know, like that's what definitely what we need. That the healing through worship coming together and then just letting them know straight up off the
Keep
bat,
it
this
safe.
is what's gonna happen.
You
You're
know,
that example.
I have this. You know, there's this thing that I how I think about it. Huh? I went through what I went through, and then if I kept it to myself, the sufferings and the addiction and the problems, if I kept it to myself and not tell people, you know, that's not right, because those that haven't tried it, they should be scared.
Right?
Those that are in it, they should know that they can overcome it.
Exactly.
That's the whole reason why we
Well
do this.
put.
So they don't feel alone
And,
because most people feel alone. That's why they don't ever recover because they feel
oh
like nobody
yes,
cares.
we okay. There's this thing that we do in peer to peer. It's part of behavioral health. It's
Mm.
starting. So there's programs that are coming up where there's people who's there to help out. Like say for me, I fall under that category. So there are people, and I'm going to get certified. I actually am certified,
Mm.
in so they can come and talk to me, and they'll like So it's something that not like
That's good.
before where we didn't have like really not too many programs. So now we have more programs.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you guys want to
Oh,
find out more information, make sure you check out Jacob Yangilmau and Beckwin's page. And you know, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to put that in there so, in case they want
yeah.
more
Oh,
information.
so hey, is it okay we sing one more song and then continue?
Of
Yeah, we got time. Let's
course,
go.
yes.
Yeah,
Yay.
because I'm pretty sure the people need to kind of,
Yeah,
hear something else to kind of open up there. So for whoever missed the first song, they
Yeah.
can get this one right now.
yeah.
Huh?
Yay.
Declan, what are we singing?
So the next song we'll be singing is a very classical hymn, and that's Because He Lives.
Ah,
Yay, because he lives.
the opposite.
God sent His Son. They called Him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives.
There we go.
Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. And because I know he owns the future, and life is worth living just because he lives. How sweet to hold a newborn baby and feel the pride and the joy he gives. But greater still, the calm assurance this child can face uncertain days because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he owns the future, and life is worth living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he can face the future, and life is worth living just because he lives. And life is worth living just because he lives.
Amen. Woo! I haven't heard that one in a while.
Dope.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
That was good.
God is good.
I think he got like two more like later, like in a little bit.
Yeah, they said keep them coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to share something about you know about some of the things that we do. We go around here in Palau and we go to the communities. We talk on the radio station. We go to the schools, especially the high schools. You know, we go to them. We see the kids over there, and they they're struggling too. You know, the reality about it is that the kids are you know because of social media and all these things going on, and so that's why we go in and then we kind of we share the love of God, share my struggles, share his like he goes and he sings, and then people come and want to learn. You actually give classes?
There are some people that when they ask me to give them vocal lessons and also how to play the guitar, so
Nice.
there are times where I tell them to come and meet up and just jam, and then if they have questions, then I let them take a free video of how I play it, and then if they're singing, then I just recommend what type of YouTube channel they should watch, because that's where I learn. YouTube is everybody's best friend, so yeah.
All the good tools out there, fams.
Hey,
Yes, indeed.
I went to school out here, Butte College, for recording, and all we did was watch YouTube videos. So I was like, all right, bye bye school. I'm gonna go home and watch videos.
Yes.
Like,
Oh man.
my instructor is just telling me what videos to watch. I was like, okay.
All digital now.
It is all digital. I mean, my niece, she learned how to play the uke by watching YouTube.
Get it how you
Learned a
can.
lot.
She can jam now, and she's about to be a seventh grader. She can jam with the uke.
Ah, so even gonna
That's
get better.
dope. And practice with
Yeah.
the overtime too. Like you're just gonna get even more better. Seven, right?
Seventh grade. She's going to be seventh grader.
Nice.
She learned it
Yeah.
in 6th grade.
That's what's up.
You know, some of the things that helped me overcome addiction of ice to stop was a change of pace in life. That's something that I. That's something that the reality of is, the, if you don't change what you do every single day that got you in there,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna keep on doing the same thing.
Same
You
stuff.
know, for instance, like for me, I had to change my friends. The friends that I, the friends that I ended up using,
Yeah.
using with, the friends that I hung out and continued this addiction. The friends that, I will always call them friends. They're not bad people. That's the thing.
It's just that one
They're
thing.
not bad people. It's just that they're just going through some really tough times in life, and they're making the wrong choices.
Yes.
And at times, sometimes, for me, it took me a lot of bad decisions to land me in jail and also almost commit suicide. So now, in order for me to make those right decisions, I pray to God and I ask Him, "Hey, you help me out here, guide me."
Plan.
Like every morning, I wake up and I say, "Give me the courage to stand up for you. Give me the courage to speak of you and have you in my life and grow." That's pretty much what I ask every single day. And at the end of the day, I thank God, saying, "Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever lesson, whatever opportunity that came my way,
Yeah.
thank you. Whether it was hard or not." But the reality of overcoming ICE, especially, is that you have to be true to yourself. I was like, I'm not an addict.
Denial.
You gotta
I was like,
admit,
no, man, I can quit tomorrow.
right?
Right. That's how I feel
Yeah.
about Laos. That's I do.
Oh man.
I'm working on that. That's like one of those
Oh,
things. That's one of the
you
last
know
of
that.
those addictions, because it just went from, cocaine to Laos, alcohol, you know. I consider marijuana an herb if you take it in moderation, but also at the same time, your natural self is also the best high you'll ever be. And so we do detox, but honestly, just one of those things, like it transfers. So what are you doing now that is different? You said you changed your friends. So what are the other
Oh,
habits on top of including God every day?
okay. So I'm pretty sure when I was using, uh, I wouldn't be singing gospel, like singing songs about God. That's one thing. I, I,
Sure.
I think I'll be singing. I'll be listening to. I don't know what I'm going to be listening to, but
So dark.
after I quit and after I really was being honest with myself about how far, like how far I went down in life. Like I I I had to change friends. I had to change like places that I go. I had to change even your mindset every day. Like it will stay with me. Like even to this day, whenever I drive around, there's certain spots that I used to use, and when I see it, it triggers me.
Mm, true.
Yeah, to this day, and I still have dreams about using. So, and when I wake up, I cry or I'm mad at myself because I thought I actually used.
Got it. Right. Oh yeah, huh? It's that real. It's
Yeah,
that in your
I feel
head.
so guilty. Yeah.
It's that.
So certain things, like the most important, like is change of friends. Just stop hanging out with them. Stay away until you're strong enough to be able to withstand the peer pressure.
Temptation, yeah.
It will take a while. Trust me, it will take a while.
Especially
But
back home, because it's always either like your friend is your cousin or like like we get a hang. It's not like the states where you can have your personal space. That's one thing I
Yes,
like about back home. It's like it's really hard.
Everybody's doing
the reality about it is that families, there's family members using together, like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
uncles and uncles and nephews.
Mhm.
Uh, nep- I mean, you name it. Any relationship that
It's possibly there.
it's
Yeah.
over here. So and it's sad to say that the reality is that people don't make money here, and in order for them to use or get,
they have
they
to.
have to
Mm.
sell things or themselves.
Hmm.
That's the reality of it.
I heard about a little girl too that's involved in that, and I'm like, that's the last thing I
Yeah,
want to hear. But it's an actual reality back there.
it's a reality, and it's when it was really heavy. You see it every day, almost every day. You see it.
That's crazy.
Meaning,
Yeah, that's. I mean, people might think that I'm exaggerating, but I'm
No,
not.
it's true. It's true because like
It's a,
even when I came back home, like Sunset Park, we're in Sunset Park, and then somebody walked up to me with a pipe, and I'm like, out in public, like this used to be like, you know what I'm saying, like on a rock somewhere, like if you're gonna do it.
yeah,
But yeah, this is great. I believe what you're saying. It's crazy. It's like the larger
thank you for
scale.
being brave to bring that to light, because I think that's the common denominator, the denial.
Mhm.
And then also
our
that
hope.
confrontation, not wanting to say anything, "Hupo ba ere langaringi," or something like that.
While we're all going down together, that's crazy.
Yes. You know what is one of our goals? I talked to Beckwin, we and my cousin Kaipo. The reality, like I keep saying, the reality. Why am I stuck? Okay, I'm really stuck about that. It's just that we want to be able to go to go up to Congress, going to Congress, the House of Delegates, the Senate, and pretty much share about rehab.
Right, right,
If
right.
I can do it, if I can do it, a lot of people can do it. But it's just that we don't have any rehab here. And that's
Not the
something that we
resources.
really need. Yes.
We've
I
been
mean, I really hope.
ignoring. We've been ignoring this big problem, huh? That goes to say why it's so loose out there.
Yes, it's there's Dr. Wally, she took care of me. She came up with a program. She said find the outlet. Find an outlet and do it. A positive outlet where you can feel that you're worth something. Because one of the things that I felt while I was using was I never felt like I was worth anything. I was like, I felt like I was a burden because of my
Right.
using
An
and my
outcast.
mentality. Yeah.
It's definitely in the mind.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the mind is a powerful thing. So if this thing is if that drug is impacting you to continue to think negative, and then you do these things that make you feel even more guilt and more shame, it's just a continuing cycle.
Right.
That can
Yes.
that would be
That's
hard.
that's it. It's just the reality of losing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my mind. I
Oh, we see
I
that.
started hanging
We
out
were
in the
just
cemetery
we
by
were just
myself.
like we were just at 7-Eleven last night, and then like some dude like over there trying to break this Amazon thing, like, and like that's the thing about like where we at. There's a lot of like
We see it a
drug
lot
people that were addicted. Now they've lost their minds, so they're just roaming
Yeah.
around.
in the parks.
Like we try to help them and all of that, but like we see like what drugs really do. Like we see the end result out here, and I'm like, man, I'm hoping Palau it won't end up like this, because like you said, it takes over real fast, and it's real
Text
short.
over real quick.
Can I ask a
Uh,
question? Just was there like was any of your family members there throughout to pull you through? Like, was there anybody that tried to tell you
Shout out to
otherwise?
my mother, Angela's Yangilmau.
Almost always the same.
Um, for all the people that they have family members that are struggling. Again, I'm going to really tell you, my mother is a very prayerful person. She prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, even when I was like losing it. She saw it. She prayed. She never stopped praying, and that's what I really believed. No, I know, not I believe. I know for a fact that saved me. It's it's the it's the love of God for my mom,
Mm-hmm.
her, of him hearing my mom's prayer. So God just kind of never gave up on me until I believed in myself and then reached out to God to help me.
That move.
That's that's one thing that we have to realize. God will never leave us. He will never step away from us anytime. He will always be there. It's up to us to really turn around and say, "Hey God, I need you." That's
Pray
when
without work.
yeah, and that's when uh, a lot of things happen in my life when I started asking God for help. One thing is here's right here. Beckwin is a very godly person.
It's
He
perfect.
ended up in my life.
Right?
I'm here at the Sacred
I
Heart,
believe that.
here at Sacred Heart, right next to the church.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Rough
nobody's
ride.
gonna help you,
Lining.
God will.
Right?
I believe that.
Yeah,
And if even if you try to go against it, he will check you and be like, "Nope, that's not what you're supposed to be doing." It's
yeah.
crazy. And the more you have faith, the more you really feel it, and the more you really hear it. So, if you out there and you're listening, man, keep the faith and try to strengthen it every day.
What were you gonna
So
say, Beckwin?
so I just heard him say challenging God. So yeah, so
I know the story.
I love it. There's this story. Okay, so I'll just give you a short summary of. I'm just gonna attach this idea of what a guitarist is. Okay, a guitarist. Okay, think of it this way: we love playing our instruments. We love singing, and if we see another guitarist, we have the tendency to show off, like that. We love showing off, and it's not because of just to show off that you can play. It's just to show that who's more experienced. Um, there was a point where I gotten kind of bored. I repeat, bored. I already reached the level where I can play the guitar. I know every single chord, every single scale, whatever you name it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not getting me anywhere. It's I can play I don't know, Carlos Santana if I want to, but it's not gonna get me
Yeah.
anywhere. But then
You gonna
one day
decide.
I decided to do my chores, and before I continue, how do you clean rice? How do you prepare it? So
Um,
how do you clean rice?
Watch it.
wash it however many times the cups of rice.
Exactly. So this is what happened. I said before I start cleaning the rice, I said, "Man, this is a waste of a talent." I said, "Man, God, I'm good at the guitar now. What do you even want me to do? You know, I'm bored. Like, is this all you have for me?" That sentence alone, is that all you have for me? So I was cleaning the rice in this pot, right? And I'm on the sink and I'm putting my hand washing every single grain of rice. And then everything became so awfully quiet, like really, really quiet. As in, like you get plugs to your ear and then another pillow blocking. It was awfully quiet. And then I'm spacing out, looking at this pot of rice while there's the sink running with the water into the pot, and I'm like scrubbing. I'm just washing, just doing that, just washing. And then I noticed that the water becomes more murky, right? Like kind of whitish. You can't see the rice anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
and then my hand is the one washing it, right? And I slowly picked up a grain, just that grain, and then something was telling me, it's like, imagine that grain is a person, and that pot is the earth, and you cannot see the rest of the grain, and you cannot see it because of that white murky liquid, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you can feel it. You place your hand and feel it. You cannot see the grain, but you feel it, and you're slowly washing away whatever the filth they have, the grain of rice, right? And to me, that's the idea of faith. You cannot see, but you have to feel. And then
Eh,
eventually, you have to dump that water out, right?
right.
Remember how I told you that the container is like the earth?
Yeah.
So when you pour the water out, it's common sense to put your hand there and make sure not a grain of rice falls down, right? And as the water goes through my hand is there to catch that grain, whatever grain passes by. And remember, each grain is a person.
Yeah.
And I catch them one by one, and then it came to that really sad point where one of that grain of rice slipped through. It slipped through
Yeah.
and went down the sink, never to be seen again. And you have to have faith, and that hand you're using is the hand of God to catch whatever those who are in need and have faith, that take that leap of faith. That's what that phrase means. Take a leap of faith, and then you put back the rice into that container. And I'll ask you another question. What does the vinegar do to the rice?
It's
Keeping it from
saves
going
it
bad.
from spoiling.
Longevity.
Exactly, yeah, it preserves it, right? It preserves it. But you also know that the vinegar makes it whiter when you cook it. You can test it out yourself. Cook rice without vinegar and see which one is whiter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about to do that.
The vinegar
I know.
makes the white more whiter and lasts long.
Right.
And it kind of gives me the idea, because in the Bible it says when God comes one day, when Jesus comes to claim his children, those who died and alive choosing to believe in him, he will bless us with bodies to live eternally in heaven, and then our bodies will be clear and white as snow.
Hey.
That's what the rice is. It becomes so clean, and the new cooked rice is a symbol to say,
It's cleaner.
this is the new earth, this is the new life, this is the heaven that God's promised. And then that awful silence became, just disappeared. And then I'm hearing my
All the
sister
notes
watching
came back.
YouTube.
Oh, that's so great.
And then I'm starting to hear my sister in the room watching YouTube, and I left the TV on, which is really funny because I left the TV on and I didn't pay attention to it. I was like, oh, so yeah, God doesn't speak to you by the Bible. God doesn't speak to you by word. He just needs to stand next to you, and then you'll know what it is. And then that's where I said, I am not gonna question you
Oh no.
again. I've felt that even the most basic of chores, there was a life lesson. Yeah, so I hope you don't cook rice and then and then you think of that too much. But yeah,
That's powerful
That's dope.
because like this analogy, but at the
Everybody
same
knows
time
how
it's
to
just
write,
like
they
yes,
understand.
that one that falls down, like you feel sad about it. That's so true. But I can imagine, that one person who, we didn't tap into or didn't reach out to, even if it just was like a hello or hi, or you see them and you know them and you see that they're down, but they say everything is fine. Like praying, saying a prayer for them too. I feel like if that's the one way we can help, the only way that we can help by saying a prayer, like it counts. And
Prayer.
it's so
yeah,
beautiful. We're never
yeah.
gonna look
So
at rice the same again. But also,
yeah,
it really
She gonna be
opened.
taking forever to cook the
Yeah,
rice now. She
it
gonna be-
really opened my mind to just every single being that
It's a
comes.
good way to put it.
Whether they're Palauan or not. Anybody that comes my way. Take
yeah, and I guess that's the important part, because and we all know there are those people who go to church regularly. There are those people who don't. There are those people that read the Bible. There are those people who doesn't. But as long this is what I believe. As long you kind of have a little relationship with God, and at least you think of Him once or twice or whatever you think of Him, at least acknowledge that He's there. And,
I'll let him every day.
you can choose to believe. And the reason why God doesn't butt in, I mean, He can just save that one piece of that grain. He can just choose to save, but we all know that before the dawn of time, where Adam and Eve came to be, he said, "Bless you the gift of decision." That's the strongest gift you ever give. You choose me or the other opposing entity. But yeah, as long you acknowledge that there is a supreme being, there is a God that watches over you, I'm pretty sure you have a relationship with God. And I sing gospel. That's just something I enjoy, and he has a gift of
That's food for the soul.
gift of speaking. Yeah.
I tried to have a gift of speaking, but I ramble on too much.
No, you got it. You both got it. Like, this is perfect. And
I'll share something about Beckwin over here.
Yeah.
He always, everywhere we go, he always says, "I'm the main show," or whatever. He always likes to push it like God works so hard, like he's so, like, even he doesn't even try hard. He just brightens up the room. Without him, I'm very sure that I wouldn't be able to do what I do, because when he sings, my heart is open and I'm able to kind of share more about myself. So it's a very strong teamwork, and that's the thing about it is, if you're out there and you're struggling, you gotta find somebody that is strong in God. Like, I mean, literally, I might be preaching and everything, but it's just that I stand every day hoping that somebody would hear it. Because if we don't do it, then we don't say how important God is in your life, especially when you're struggling.
I feel like that's
then I'm not doing my job.
Yeah.
My job
Our testimonies and share our stories.
Exactly.
Sure.
I want everybody who's out there, Houston, Cali, Kentucky, wherever, Guam, Hawaii, if you're listening to this, I can guarantee you, I promise you, a little faith can get you somewhere. That's the beginning. And as you exercise, it's like going to the gym. It's like going to the gym.
Repetition.
You want them muscles, you gotta exercise it. But when you go to the gym, you don't just all of a sudden lift 300 pounds.
Right.
You go to the gym with 5 pounds.
Baby steps.
And then you work it. You work it till you reach 300 pounds. And that's the only thing that I ask. And I can guarantee you, start with just a little. And it will get you places. Way. Yeah, that's one thing. And just start with a prayer. I'm glad, like, if anybody's wondering how's my life right now, I can tell you that I sell earrings.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that.
Whoever's out there that bought earrings for me, I sell earrings. I sell ilaut. I sell what you call this fish.
Nice.
Entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I'm good at selling. I used to sell drugs.
Yeah.
Now I'm even doing better. Yes. So it's what's like, your talent and what are you going to do about it?
Right.
And that's all it takes.
We got to bring you back.
I love it.
Back on that one, so they can see the process of you overcoming addiction and now owning. I mean, like, literally owning a business, like, because you're selling items to, make ends meet.
Dude,
yes,
you know what?
Are interested? DM him. DM him. Direct message.
Check out his stories on Facebook.
I want to share something with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when I was into drugs, nobody would even, like, I'm pretty sure nobody would even leave their wallet or even give me $10. Because they're like my sister or my mother or whoever, like even my family members, like if I was to ask for $10, they're like, oh, he's gonna use drugs,
Right.
which is true.
Yeah.
But now people can trust me, and that's one thing that I'm really happy about, is that I'm gaining back the trust,
Yeah.
of the community, of my family members. Even Beckwin over here coming with me, he trusts me enough to do what we do.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's the blessing about having God and always maintaining and having the courage to never give up. Consistency,
Right.
Consistency.
Yeah,
Exactly. Consistency.
yeah, that's
Thank you to Beckwin and everybody that's part of the journey of life choices. 'Cause like you were saying, it's a group effort, and um, thank you for everybody like you guys who are around that continue to support, because even just you guys coming on tonight and sharing, you sharing your personal story, and how you got there with the support that you have now, it's beautiful. Guys, if you have these people in your life, hold on to them. Um, and Oh, sorry. Somebody just popped in on the comments here. Toph said, "Hey, brother, this is going to reach out to a lot of folks. Much love and respect, OG, Jacob, and Beckwin. Keep the great work and inspire our youth." For real. So,
Definitely.
let's say, for example, maybe they don't have a support system, or maybe they're going through it and they're using drugs, but they're very good at masking it so their family doesn't know. But they want to make a change. How can they come and join and join in and worship with you guys?
you know. I talked on the radio and I mentioned, if anybody needs somebody to talk to, they can come to me. I stay at Sacred Heart, 776-2446. That's my number. I mean, I ain't going to hide my number, but if anybody's struggling, you know, hit me up. And
That's good.
it, it takes one, it takes somebody who's going through it, like who went through it and overcame it, to be able to
Right.
help the other, because they feel that they know that this person, he's been in my shoes, and he's already taken that next step, you know. And
Exactly. That's why we
I'm more
thank
than
you.
willing to help out. I'm more than willing to help out. So hit me up, even on Facebook, on Messenger. If you need to talk to somebody, hit me up. You know, it's like I here's one thing that I asked God. I said, God, use me. Use me to be your tool to reach out to somebody. If I can change somebody's life or even impact somebody's life into making it a little bit better, then please do. And I really want people to have hope and faith, because once we start losing that, then it's going to be very hard. Like it's going to be very hard to wake up every morning and just and struggling every single day. And that's what I did for 4 years, or for whatever years that I was in drugs, when I was addicted to it. Like, it's every day it was a struggle. The good times became very short, and then the hard times was taking over my whole life. And so I want anybody who's listening is that you can overcome it.
You can.
You can. It's not a losing hope. It's a winning hope.
It's not. Yeah. It's not the end.
It's not the end.
Always turn around.
You can turn it around. You know. Uh, I'll tell you a story. Okay. I hope people who's hearing this. I had a miracle happen in my life. Like literally, it happened in my life. It was one of the times that I was really deep into ice. I was smuggling, by the way. I was smuggling drugs from Philippines to Palau.
Wow.
That's just the reality of it. You know.
Yes, how you make a living.
And one time I went to the Philippines, and that's already after like how many trips down to the Philippines. I told my son and my mother that, I'm going back to the Philippines. My son and my mom were crying and asking me not to. But I just didn't care. So I left and I went down to the Philippines. But I did promise my son that I was going to come back on the very next trip because I was just going to go get it and come back. When I went down there, I couldn't get on the next trip. For whatever reason, like my drug-induced mind, I didn't get on the plane. I got into an argument with my sister, and then some things were said, and already I felt like I was like the black sheep or like the burden of the family. That I said, man, this sucks, man. I'm not bringing anything good to the table on my family. I'm going to commit suicide. That's one of the times that I tried. And then I turned around and I said to God, I was like, God, this is what I said. God, if you have a purpose in my life, do something because I'm about to come and meet you.
Wow.
That's the challenge I gave God. I challenged God. So I started, I challenged God, and then I started messaging people like, where I was, what room, what street, what hotel. And I'm already cleaning, like, putting my ID down, like, I was setting up to really end it. I wasn't joking around, like, So I was like on the bed, looking at the ceiling fan, trying to think of how am I going to tie myself, this and that. All of a sudden, the TV, it was like dark. There was no TV on, but then there was no show or anything, but it kind of flickered. It just kind of went like this, and it kind of caught my attention. So I grabbed the remote and then I turned it. I just pressed, I don't know if a channel or whatever. And lo and behold, while I'm doing this, I'm crying because I'm sad. Like I hate life.
Right. At this point.
And when I turned it, Billy Graham. Yeah. Billy Graham was on the damn.
Oh, here we go again.
It's all good.
Literally, Billy Graham was there and he said, do you feel alone? Do you feel like there's nobody there for you? Do you feel like you're in the darkest place in the world? Do you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders or something like that? He kept on saying certain things.
Make you think.
And the whole time I was standing there and going like, yes.
Right.
To the point where I sat down on the bed and I kept crying and saying, yes. And then he said, don't worry. You're not alone. Jesus Christ is with you. You're just facing the wrong way. Lean on him and let him turn you around and lead you out. That's a miracle that happened in my life.
That's
Crazy.
That's the most powerful thing that I ever challenged, ever happened. That's why I keep on doing this. Because it's a miracle for me.
You definitely have a purpose.
Exactly. That's what I asked myself. But when I came back up, I didn't find out right away. I still came back, and then my stubbornness, my pride kept me from really doing what I need to do. And it landed me in jail. And which is where I realized that,
Take it to the
I'm
next
doing my own thing. I can't do it. And I remembered what I did in the Philippines and how God really, literally, he just came and he took his and he went and knocked me on the head and said, wake up. So that's the miracle. And I'm going to tell everybody who's listening that God will always be with you. You just have to know that you're facing the wrong way. And I hope that whoever is listening out there and is struggling, I cry because it's emotional, because I know the feeling.
It's real.
And I really hope that it does touch somebody's life. People ask me, why do I do this? Why do I come out and cry? Why do I come out and share? Dang it.
Yeah.
Why am I crying?
You got this.
Oh, damn.
Well, I got goosebumps.
The reason why is because I believe that I'm going to make up for all the wrongdoings that I've done to others. Whoever is a drug dealer out there and says to themselves that you are not hurting anybody because you're selling to adults, you are selling to people that are the same friends, guess what? You're taking away $100 or $1,000 from that person who can feed their children. You are giving a drug to that person who's going to go and beat up their wife or
Destroy.
do something to their children. I don't know. That's the reality. And we have to stop lying to ourselves.
Right.
I have to stop. I stopped lying to myself, and I realized that I was hurting so many people, youths and adults, while I was selling drugs and while I was using drugs. So I hope that when I meet God, when I meet God, I didn't fail Him. That's the reason why I do this. That's the reason why we
That's
do
why
this.
you went through it. It's crazy.
Yeah, the pain is real, and we have to overcome it. The struggle is real. We have to overcome it and live a good, happy life. Yeah. So,
So
I'm sorry. You want to say something, like ask a question or
no,
anything?
I was gonna say. So basically, uh, like keeping the faith will help you see your situation, right? Like instead of saying, "Why is God doing this to me?" It's like, okay, what is God trying to say?
Say it again, please.
Oh, I was saying so like while you're keeping the faith or having faith helps you like see your situation in a different point of view, right? Like let's say you're down, you could be like, why is God treating me this way? Or you could be down and
Yes.
be like, what is God trying to say? You know what I'm saying? What
Yes.
changes I should make?
Exactly. See, now the thing about talking about faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was saying that you have to start off with a little faith, is through prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And then from prayer, you have to believe, like, really have to believe in your prayer. And then within actions is by reading the Bible and then going on there, because I cannot get the word of God with my own thinking of, oh, God said this. I have to read the Bible, I have to go to church, I have to do these exercises. It's going to the gym. That's my working
Get it in
out
your
of my
mind.
faith. Yeah. And within time, it will take over the negative thoughts. I can guarantee you, anybody that is using drugs right now, who's using ice and cocaine and whatever, there's always that little voice that tells you, "Hey, tiamkit,
This is
wala
wrong.
ka mamdas, ara katumilyar mo la adalam, adamam, malgem." There's that voice. I can guarantee you. There's no lie. If that person is saying, "Nah, that's not me,"
Lying.
they're lying to themselves. And that's one thing that they have to realize.
Yes.
You got to be true to yourself.
Yeah, keeping
And
it
that's the
real.
voice of the Holy Spirit or God or Jesus or whoever it is,
The higher.
not giving up on you, higher than you, not
Mhm.
giving up on you.
That's what I
Went through
yeah.
that same moment
true.
too. You're saying that, and I'm like, I remember that year of my life because I had enough of good actions. So I would get up and go to work, and while I'm doing this thing, have that moment like before I go about my day and take because I was doing cocaine. Before I did that, I would look in the mirror and just be like, I don't even recognize myself, and I'm so ashamed. Like if my mom and dad knew, because they didn't know. They thought I was doing school and living my best life. Yeah, doing other things too. I got influenced, and because before then I was just like, I'm just the herb, whatever. And I said no, and then ended up being weak, and it basically derailed my plans for 5 years. And when I finally was like, I can't do this alone, and made that decision to not just call on him when I need something, but just be thankful that I'm still here, that I got some sense back, and I'm able to make decisions.
Yes.
Like that's literally what led us to cross paths. We made a conscious decision
I
because
know
we were
that's the
doing
crazy
our
part.
thing.
Like you were saying, he'll put people that you need around you, and I
Yes.
believe that. I
That's
believe
for
that.
sure. That's for sure.
You can't do it
That's
alone,
that's
for
the
sure.
beauty about it.
Yeah.
I can. There's no such thing as coincidence.
Right?
Right?
I always ask her that. I'm
There's
like,
no such thing as coincidence. what you guys went through, what I went through, what he's going through, whichever that led us to this point right here.
Right.
Somebody out there needs to hear it. Somebody out there needs to be uplifted. And I really hope that, I pray, prayer, like I pray for like one thing that I pray is that I hope that I have the courage to come out and talk and be, say the right things. But at times I just have to be honest and not hide anything, not because that's just how it should be.
Yeah, that's the only way we solve the issue we have. Because I think
Yeah.
the other Belau will smile, and then it becomes our own like personality. Is like, oh yeah, 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 instead of like putting full attention and taking care of it.
Yes.
That's
I tell the youth.
Yeah, I've learned through time is like if you like put it aside, it'll only grow, and now you gotta focus on too many things now because now you gotta say so. I see.
One thing that me and Beckwin always tell the students, one thing that we always tell them is that they are the future generation of Palau.
Which is true.
The reason why we do this is because when we grow older, we want Palau to be in good hands. Because a lot of them, all of them, are meant to be something. Doctors, office workers, whatever it is that that they're meant to. We just have to keep on encouraging them. Education is the key too. Also, if education is not the key for them, I mean, I don't know, but you just don't give up in life. Finish your high school, do your thing, go get a a trade school or learn how to play guitar and sing.
Right.
There's nothing that every single person is meant for. And that's one thing that we keep on telling them is how special they are. Is because like I told some that were really always they wanted to learn how to play guitar. They wanted to learn how to sing. We encouraged them. Beckwin every time encourages them to come and learn to do this.
Instead of being like being closed up and not wanting to share, being open. That's definitely the difference. And that's really cool, man, to be able to share your talents and skills and be down to teach the youth because I feel like that's back in the day there was mainly sports, and so to have a peer like you and somebody while you're meanwhile going along with Jacob and telling you about okay, you can skip through all of these things that you see that are unnecessary, you can skip through all of this and this is what you can actually be doing, putting it towards picking up an instrument or learning how to sing. I think it's really a dope combination. Like, I'm so inspired by you both, honestly. And I just want to say thank you. Can I ask wasang next till Bashol o Bornil? What do you guys have planned after the TTalks? Where are you guys going next? Where can somebody come by and check out your next meeting?
So I'm talking to one of the teachers who's always inviting me. Actually, sometimes he doesn't. I don't need to reach out to him. He's about the only one of the teachers that reaches out to me. The other teachers, I have to really always force myself.
Yeah, change.
And shout out to Mark Orugum. Mark Orugum is the teacher, and we're planning for. Yeah, we're planning for what do you call this? When school comes in, because he's going to get freshmen, and we plan to go there. I think Belau High School is the ones that
we visited the most.
Yeah. Belau High School is the most visits we ever like out of all the high schools here. That's the most, and we enjoy every single time. Yeah. What we're also planning, he doesn't know, but he's gonna know now.
Today.
We're gonna try to get on TGIF on Fridays, like one of the Fridays. Yeah, we're gonna try to get on there and kind of Also,
I'm way ahead of you.
oh, you're way. Yeah. So those are some things.
Nice.
If there's any youth rep or anything out there that is here in Koror and or Bubble Dub, and you want us to come over and talk to the youth, we're more than.
So you'll go out to Bubble Top and wherever
To
needed.
Oh yeah, we'll do it. I mean, we'll do it. Wherever the door opens, we won't shut it. We'll walk through it.
I like that mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So uh, I've been clean. Just so everybody know, I've been clean for since 2017. I've been clean, and what keeps me
Congratulations.
going, so you're able to. One of the reasons why I keep on doing this is a reminder. It's always a reminder
You can
of
do it.
why I should never go back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So do
There
it.
you
So
go.
helping others is actually helping you at the same time.
Yes.
Healing.
That's good.
Talking about it, hoping that
Mhm.
it reaches out to somebody, it will always keep
You
me
overcome it every
keep me
day.
humble. Yeah, keep me humble.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Uh,
That really does.
now I'm working on my alcoholism. Yeah. I'm into AA.
Cigarettes. Now that I've said
There's
it,
Alcoholic Anonymous.
Tobacco. And shout out
I
to people who did the 30 days no tobacco. Y'all inspired me too. I seen some people want some cash money and quitting for 30 days. But it also kind of like was like, you know what? This is just another one of those things, one of those things that are not natural to a body, and continue to do it and do it and do it. But yeah, it's whatever it is, please know, guys, if you guys want to quit, it's definitely takes you and prayer, and that's where we're at now. I had to go. It was like because I was doing all of them. So, oh, did you wanna share
your last
another
number.
song? Close out the TTalks with another song, and then a closing prayer.
Yes, of course. That's what I was about to ask. Like, you want a song, and then we'll start because I don't know how long. Maybe the listeners. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we
You know
don't
what
want
I'm
to. Hey, that's good. You said 2 hours when we first. I was like, okay, we'll run it. That's max.
Dude,
For sure. Hey,
oh my goodness!
it's not
Yeah.
even the time.
Good. So we're gonna sing one more song, and then uh, we'll end with a prayer. Or if there's one more question
Yeah,
that you guys
last
want to
words,
ask,
or
and then
anybody want to drop a question?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what song we sing? So,
Toph said one more song.
All right.
huh? Shout to the Lord is what's the next song.
All right, here we go.
Here you go. Okay, shout.
Okay, so the song we'll be singing is called "Shout to the Lord."
Sorry, I didn't. My bad. Shout to the Lord.
You got it?
I think so. Oh, there you go.
My Jesus, my Savior, Lord, there's none like you. All of my days, I want to praise the wonders of your mighty love. My comfort, my shelter, tower of refuge and strength. Let every breath and all that I am never cease to worship you. Shout to the Lord. roar at the sound of your name. I sing for joy at the works of your hands. Forever I'll love you, forever I'll stand. Nothing compares to the promise I have in you. No, there's none like you, my Jesus, my Savior. Lord, there is none like you. All of my days, I want to praise the wonders of your mighty love. My comfort, my shelter, tower of refuge and strength. Let every breath and all that I am never cease to worship you. Shout to the Lord, all the earth, let us sing. Power and majesty, praise to the King. Mountains bow down and the seas roar at the sound of your name. I sing for joy at the works of your hands. Forever I love you, forever I stand. Nothing compares to the promise I have. Nothing compares to the promise I have. Nothing compares to the promise I have in No, there's none like you.
Amen.
Salam. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have
Okay. So
so
we're
much
hearing.
joy, man. Thank you so much.
It's definitely a special.
So,
Spread my soul.
So everybody, I just want to make a shout out to all of the people out there. You know, especially my family members and my friends and everybody that is listening in. And also, thank you for tuning in and have hope, have faith. Never, never, never give up on faith. That's the message. Overcome anything. Move mountains.
Do anything with faith.
Yeah. So you want to end with a prayer?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Close us out.
Close out this worship.
Okay. Let us pray. Father in heaven, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us to where we are right now with this ability to be able to reach out and connect for the people that are out there struggling or having confusion about what's going on. Hopefully what we've shared will be able to strengthen them and give them hope, Lord. Lord, please bless this podcast, 680 movement. Let it bless all Plowns. Let it bless Islanders, all the friends. Reach out to your children out there, Lord. Use us, use them, so that we're able to have a little faith and be able to work on it and then have a lot of faith. Lord, I ask you to bless every single Palawan out there who's struggling with meth, cocaine, any drugs that alcoholism. Please bless them. And especially here in Palau also, Lord, please bless our family. Bless us and our leaders so that we're able to do what is right for the next, tomorrow and on. With that, Lord, we thank you so much for this opportunity. and we thank you for your love and mercy to guide us and let us be able to enjoy and make life a better one for every day for ourselves and for others that we're around. With that, we thank you in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you guys so much. This is very healing, honestly. Like,
I needed this.
yeah, I feel very I feel a lot of joy in my heart, honestly. I can honestly say even just this week has been very. I feel tired. I was feeling tired. I was like, I feel tired, but I really want to do this. So thank you so much because this is what we
Thank
needed.
you.
Thank you.
Coming together, hearing your testimony, and then just being able to worship with you and Beckwin as a whole. Sharing.
Thank
It's
you guys
just
for bringing that to the show.
yeah,
Thank you.
it's so much needed.
Strength.
Thank
Very
you.
much needed,
You
and we
gotta,
would love to have a round two. Round three. Anytime you guys are gonna be
Definitely, yeah.
updating, you wanna update and share some more. Maybe
yes.
you've expanded. Wherever you guys decide to take this.
Maybe we'll try something. Maybe we'll try something in the near future. We'll go to the school and then we'll try to make it live over there.
Okay,
Yay.
It's an idea.
nice.
Now that
Yes,
that's
yes.
a good idea.
Yeah. We're
Like
gonna ask the students, ask the teachers, everything, and we can
Okay.
work it out.
Okay. We know some teachers
Okay.
too, so we'll probably help set up the classroom.
yes.
Yeah, hey, put in a good word.
Hey. All right. I know you're out here too, so any teachers, we coming for you.
So this is it.
You
Thank
both
you very
again.
much, right?
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I wanna
Oh.
put up all the comments. Everybody's showing love, and they were here with us. Thank you guys for tuning in and worshiping with us and Jacob and Beckwin.
Thank you all.
I hope you guys have
Much love.
the lessons, and just know if you're going through something and you just want to talk, reach out to any of us, any four of us.
Yes. Again, my number is 776-2446 if you're struggling and you need somebody to talk to.
776 2446.
2446. That's in Belau.
Got it.
Well, of course it is. Man, that was like
And I'm always very attentive on Facebook and Messenger and Instagram. So if anything, you can feel free to message in
Feel
a
free.
direct message.
Feel free to.
Yes.
Oh, and the Facebook, my Facebook. There's two. Well, there's the one that I'm hanging off the tree.
One, okay. Hang loose.
I know, right? You can reach out. Hey, just reach out, talk to me. It's all good.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Hey,
so much.
actually,
Oh, go ahead.
I want to thank you too very much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Likewise.
We're very blessed to be able to be on this show. Thank you so much. And to everybody else out there listening, thank you for listening in, and hopefully it helped to kind of get rid of some of the weight on your shoulders or your mind.
Yeah.
You're not alone out there. So
True.
Not
know
alone.
that. You're not alone.
All right.
All right. Hey, let's keep in touch, man. This is only the
Yes.
beginning.
Yes. You update the workshops,
For sure.
the programs that you have
So
coming.
how do we? Hey, I know. I told him I wasn't good with this thing. So my sister was the one who set this up. So how do we turn it off?
We can keep it or
Yeah.
But
Hour.
okay, I think I know where.
All
I don't
right,
even know where it is.
At the very bottom of the
Thank you,
screen.
and we'll definitely keep in touch, guys. Take care, yeah.
Take care. God bless.
God bless.
All right, bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of TTalks with your girl Keeks.
and big folk.
Yes, and we want to say another thank you to Jacob Yangilmau and Beckwin Mechol for bringing something else to the table. So just some real talks real life experiences, and living proof that with God anything is possible. Even at your lowest, He still is there for you.
Keep the faith.
Yes, always. All right. Make sure you guys tune in next week. We have some special guests lined up for y'all. You know, we're going to keep it 100 with y'all. Also, don't forget to check out the graduation giveaway for more details. You can check it out on 680 MVMT IG. And we're signing off for tonight.
So don't you forget to check out all music on all platforms. Kick 680,
Yes,
B4
yes.
Music 680, and Toe 680. Negative.
Peace.